Hi, hello, it's Pip here from queenpipcards.com. Thank you for tuning in today. Today I'm going to show you how to create your own background piece of cardstock that you can then use to add additional elements to, ribbons, sentiments, whatever you fancy. These are two of the cards that I made for my catalogue launch party that we had at the weekend. This is using the Butterfly Gala stamp set. You can see that actually the two butterflies are different, and then they used right markers just to colour in and sort of pop up the ones that they wanted to. So that's just one way of making a background, but I thought today we would use instead the Bloom by Bloom stamp set, which has lots of lovely solid images on, and show you how to make a stamp set using the same colours, but just having a different outlook in terms of, rather than line drawing stamps. That's obviously on here, these butterflies are line drawn. These are solid shapes, so I thought I'd show you the difference. So that's what we're going to be doing today. First of all, you need to have a smaller piece of cardstock than the one I've got out. Let's change that just straight away. So I've got a smaller piece of Whisper White cardstock. I've got the Coastal Cabana cardstock for my base. This is just a piece of A4 card cut in half at 10.5. And then I fold this in half at 14.9. Fold that and give that a burnish with your bone folder. There we go. So that's going to be our base colour, and then I've picked up the Flirty Flamingo and I've cut that piece of cardstock to 10 centimetres by 14.4 centimetres, and then a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is my standard layout. I always do this layout. I think it just makes a very simple, elegant card. And this is 9.5 by 13.9 centimetres. But really the only piece we're going to be working on is this piece. And we have a range of all the different stamps. I've already layered them all up on my blocks. So we've got large flowers, we've got smaller flowers, and then with flower inserts we've got some dots, some sort of swirly flowers, and like a sunburst star flower there. And the way I work is I always work with the largest through to the smallest. So we're going to start with this one. Flirty Flamingo is going to be my main colour because that's my layer colour, and it also goes with the ribbon that I've decided to use. This comes as a combo pack. This is the lovely lipstick stitched edge, and this is the Flirty Flamingo organza, I think it's called, or sheer ribbon, and it's really nice, and that's what I've used here on these two cards, so I thought I'd carry that through. So we're going to be using the smaller ribbon for that, and so because Flirty Flamingo is going to be my accent colour, then I will use it for my largest stamping. That's just how I work out my stamping. So I take my largest flower from the set. Ooh, make sure I need my spongy thing. There we go. Let's have a look at that. Let's get my mat. I always forget something. A bit like at class, I always forget something at class. Right, so here we go. So we're going to ink that up with Flirty Flamingo, make sure it's got good coverage, and then I just sort of start randomly. And it's never going to be really random because I'm always going to have an eye to what I'm going to be trying to create at the end of the day. But you could do this on a massive scale, You could do this on an entire sheet of Whisper White cardstock. You don't have to work in small pieces like this. You could do a whole sheet and then chop it up. That's a brilliant way of creating your own background cardstock or paper, because obviously there is a beautiful background paper with the Bloom by Bloom stamp set called Happiness Blooms, and that's made with all the different colours that are in the suite. Then I'm going to go in with my Coastal Cabana. Lovely lipstick is going to be my highlight point at this point, so I'm going to go in and whiz off some of these, and at this point I think I'm going to start bringing in the second generation stamping. So we get some darker and then we get some lighter. Now when you've gone off the edge, make sure that you re-ink, stamp off and then stamp, otherwise you get lines where you've gone off the page. So this is now coming in as my, there we go, like that. I quite like that. Might do a little bit of darker just here. There we go. Okay, so that's that one. Then we'll have some more flirty, but in this really small. Oh yeah, that's nice. So this is like I guess it's the middle of an aster or something, but it looks a bit like a starburst to me. I used this on my post-it note holder in January as like a fireworks. Brilliant stamp. Like this very much. Okay, so then we're going to go up over here. There we go, that'll do. Now we've got a little bit of gap forming, so we need to do some fill-in. So this is where I bring out my lovely lipstick. There we go. And we've got some of these random dots. Dots are great. So we can just pop in some random dots just to fill in a few of those spaces. Not too many, because lovely lipstick is a dark colour, so you don't want it to overpower the rest of the card, but you want it balancing. So some over here. That's probably right, and you can turn it round just to see whether your balance is going. Now it's going very pink. There's not much Coastal Cabana going on, so I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do these. Now these actually slot inside here, if I can get this one round the right way, I believe. There we go. I don't know if I want them in the middle though. I quite like them blank. See, now the decisions come in. I think I'm going to leave those blank actually, because I quite like those blank, and then I'm going to go with the smaller centerpiece. Maybe just a couple of these. Oh yeah, these are nice, dotted around. So you really do make it up as you go along, as you can tell. But that's the beauty of stamping, isn't it? That you can just decide what you want to do and when. I think it needs something here, and I'm thinking it needs a starburst, but I don't know if there's enough room. I'm going to see if I can get one in there. I think it might look crowded if I do that. Let us go with another one of these, but I might stamp it off and do a lighter version. Oh yeah, that looks better. Just needed something in the centre there, and you could always change the colour if you wanted to. You know, you could give that one a clean and then come back in and add, actually maybe I'll add some pink ones. No, stop. And that's also the important thing, is to know when to stop. So I do believe that this, I'm going to do it on my grid paper. So you can go this big flower here like this, and then you can go inside the flower. This fits perfectly once you get yourself aligned. And I'll put my head over the top of the camera. That fits in there somehow, and then I think this little one fits inside as well. So you can build up a flower like that, which actually looks quite nice. But I quite like the holes on these. So that's my background now done, and then it's just a question of what do I want to highlight, or do I just want to put some ribbon and a sentiment? And I think probably I just want to put some ribbon and a sentiment around that. So put some ribbon around it. I'll probably put these two together, because then the ribbon's got more to go around, if you know what I mean. So let's just make sure that you can see what I'm doing. There we go, just putting glue all the way around that bit in the middle. I never use very much, you'll notice I don't use very much glue. And then we'll pop that on there. Oh, that goes in nicely. There, look at that. Up a bit. Yeah, that kind of fades in. I like the way that the flirty flamingo kind of fades into the background of the backing layer. Don't put your ribbon in your ink. Let's just close those up. I had a disaster the other day. I dropped my card right in an early espresso stamp pad, ink pad. Oh yeah, that was not a fun time. Thankfully I managed to save it by just relayering up my dog that I'd punched out but still, you don't want to have that stress. So you're going to wrap your ribbon around your card a couple of times. You know what's coming next. It's a queen pip bow. I've done this around the wrong way, but in mind we'll do this. Stick this underneath here. So tie this in a knot, like that. Oops, and if we tie it cleverly right over the top of that flower, that's going to look pretty good. And if you get stuck and your ribbon's like, you know, just being annoying, you can always tie it in a double knot first. Kind of like that. Let's move that over a bit. Yeah, see, that looks nice, doesn't it? There we go. There we go. Pop that down. And then I will cut that off, and then we'll just pop a sentiment on it. We've got so many lovely sentiments. Ooh, let's go that way. Bloom by Bloom doesn't actually have any sentiments in it. It is just a stamp set with flowers, which is nice. But you can always add, obviously, sentiments that you like. So I've got Itty Bitty Greetings, but I've also got, where is it? Part of My Story. So this is one of the Stampin' Up celebration items, and I love this one. Let's get together and giggle. So we're going to go with that. There we go. This is one of our new cling. So you can see that you've got the words on the back. Yay, for the first time. However, mine are a little bit off because I'm still getting used to the fact that we're sticking stickers on the back. So it won't necessarily be perfectly straight. So I'm going to go for something that I can probably punch out. Although that's quite small, isn't it, actually? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. There we go. So we're going to use... Oh no, that's vanilla. Let's go in the right drawer. That might help. Here we go. Right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Coastal Cabana. You could use your right markers on this and do different colours. So I've got my lovely lipstick and my Coastal Cabana right markers here, and we're just going to go in with the two colours. So I'm going to do all of the words in Coastal Cabana. Just simply, you're just really just painting the stamp with your brush. Brush end of the pen is always easiest to use, I think. And just make sure you don't get it pooling too badly in some of the letters. There we go, make sure it's all over. And then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to do those dots in lovely lipstick, because I do think that would match nicely then. There we go. Give it a huff in case any of the ink's dried. There. That's good, isn't it? So I'm going to use this punch because it fits nicely in there. Look at that. This is the tailored tag punch and it fits beautifully. There we go. Let's get together and giggle. I like that, and I might even pop a little, yeah, I think I'm going to pop a little flower on the top of there. Let's do a little flirty flamingo. We'll do a flirty flamingo. Is that flirty flamingo? Check I haven't used it for... Oh, I needed to clean that. Oops. Don't look at that. Don't look at me do that. Okay. So I'm just going to pop a little flirty flamingo flower just at the top there. And I might even do one kind of coming off the edge and another one coming off this edge, just so it kind of blends in a little bit better with the background. And then I'm going to get some Coastal Cabana cardstock. Put this away first. So Coastal Cabana cardstock, take out another punch of your tailored tag. That's the word I'm looking for. And I'm not going to, normally I cut it down the middle and split it. I'm not going to do that. I just want one of these edges to be showing a bit like that. Yeah. I think that looks good. somewhere like that. So that's kind of how it's going to go. So now I've got that in my head if that's how it's going to go. I pop this with glue on here, just in the middle, because I don't know where I'm going to line it up to. Oops. There we go, something like that. See, I just want to have that kind of little snazzy edge coming out. And then we'll stick this down to the card base. Make sure that this is all nicely secured. I go over the ribbon, make sure that's nicely glued down as well. You don't want a gap where the ribbon is in the gluing. Make sure you got your card base around the right way. Yes, always good. Stick it upside down. And then that's going to go on there, like that. And then we'll just use some dimensionals and we'll pop that in there. So that's pretty much it, really. How to make your own background using the Bloom by Bloom stamp set. In fact, you can use any of our stamp sets to do this. It's a really simple technique, but it makes you feel like you're being really creative and really getting your design juices going. But if you stick to some colours that are fairly you know, just good colour mixes, and you can find those up on my website. I've got some colour coaches that have which colours go well together. I think these are a great, you know, great pairing, but you can also just look and see what does Stampin' Up put together in terms of their mixes of colours, and then go with those. Now if you wanted to, you could just glue dot that down. It's a bit whiffy woffy. I might just glue dot that down there just to hold it in place where I want it. But that's it. So there you go, put an inner in it and you're done. It's pretty, I think. I hope you agree. So thanks ever so much for watching. Come back again soon. Don't know what I'm going to be doing next week, but this has been my background, how to make your own backgrounds. There you go. And I hope you've enjoyed it. All the details are in the description below for my blog, but also how to purchase any of the items that you've seen and how to get this stamp set, part of my story, for free. Any £45 order, you can get that for free at the moment with Celebration. So yeah, have a look, check out the blog, check out the details below, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.